Welcome back to another episode of Talking Tarkov. I'm the EarLegAthlete here with,
Hey Dizzle.
and today we are taking a look at the newest Escape from Tarkov pre-release trailer, breaking it down, and taking a look at the pre-order/beta bonuses. And since this will be our last podcast episode before 1.0, we just want to take a second and say thank you to all of you out there who support us and eat up our content and watch these podcast episodes. We really appreciate it. It means a lot to both me and Adam, right?
Yep, absolutely.
All right. With that out of the way, let's get right to it. So, we have the new pre-release trailer, and then, the beta rewards. I do believe we have a new Nikileak to go through, which honestly kind of surprises me that we even have this much. The trailer makes sense, the beta rewards make sense, but a new Nikileak, I honestly just kind of expected, silence from that side of things until 1.0.
Well, I've skimmed through it. Like I said, there's not a ton of new stuff in it. It's more or less stuff we've seen. There are a few things, but yeah, we'll look at it once we get through it, and just not a ton in there.
For sure. And they've been busy posting stuff too. So it's like, obviously, they've got a team working on everything needed for 1.0, and then they've got their PR team getting all this kind of stuff together.
Well, and Nikita has straight up said that 1.0 is done. It's been done. It's been done for, I think, a couple weeks now. So
waiting on it to be implemented.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've been doing the podcast now. I mean, realistically, we're on coming up on episode 60, and we've only been doing this for a handful of months, right?
I mean, almost a year, right?
With the podcast, yeah. Something like that.
Yeah.
Close to it. But in the long term,
it's about this time last year when we started.
Yeah, that sounds about right. But Tarkov's been running for 9 years now, and it feels weird to jump in so late into the lifespan, quote unquote, of Tarkov. Do the podcast for a year and then be like, okay, well, now we're ready for the game's full release. That's just kind of wild, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's not really what you would expect.
Well, content years, we've only been at it for a short time, but actual Tarkov years, we've been at it for a while. So it definitely has the same impact, being at it for so long. Even though we haven't been here the whole time making content about it, we've definitely lived it.
We went through it. Yeah, we've been there.
Yeah.
I still just find it extremely interesting that we've been pumping out podcast episodes for a year. We've been making content for a year. And on top of that, we've been playing Tarkov for years before that. And it's we're just now getting to that really excited point of the official game, the story, the stuff that we've been waiting on, the answers that we've all been dying to have. It just blows my mind that we've gone this far into the lifespan of something and we're just now we're at its beginning. It's just kind of crazy. We don't know where the road goes from here, but we know they have content planned. We know there's scav life and stuff like that for DLCs and things.
Well, this is one of those instances where I'm actually happy that early access exists, because in a normal world, we would have never got to play Tarkov until right now. And the fact that we've got to enjoy it all these years, it's I feel like it's made the game better too, because there's a lot of things that, they've got feedback on that they wouldn't have been able to get if it would have just been, closed door development. So this is one of the instances where it works out.
Yeah.
Right. Like this, DayZ, there's a few other games where it's early access actually did help the game. There's a bunch of other ones that just never did make it to the finish line and died, but there are some that, actually it made it worth it. It's actually a decent way to do gaming if you do it right.
It is. It definitely is. And I think BSG did it right for sure. A lot of people I know complain oh, it's still in beta, blah, blah, blah. But it's well, yeah, and they've crafted something that is the vision they want with the fixes that we want, and it's all blended really well together, and they've got a game that surpasses pretty much almost anything else, in my eyes, pretty well everything else in gaming right now.
Yeah.
I think that Tarkov is a very unique experience that would not be the experience we're all about to receive on the 15th had we not been able to do the beta testing and do all this extra stuff to help them find their way, while we also get to see their vision start to come to life too. So,
well, I think a lot of people just over the years have forgot that we were in a beta, and this is still, in a testing phase. Even though when you fire up the game, it's right there. The first thing you see is this is a beta. Yeah, and they never took that away because they still wanted people to understand. no matter what you see in the game right now, it could possibly change in the future because this is a beta.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're finally to the end of that. We're finally to where they feel the game is, feature complete, and now we can start working on DLCs.
Yeah, which is awesome. It
Yeah,
almost feels a little bit surreal, even just because it's been so long. It's like, yeah, next week I'm going to
it
be
does.
waking
It
up
doesn't feel
playing
right.
1.0. Next Saturday, we're playing 1.0.
Yeah,
And it's just like, almost feels like, yeah,
yeah,
it's just another wipe. And like in reality, sure, but no, like it's so much more than
yeah.
that. It's
It is.
there's a lot of features and a lot of stuff coming our way. Sorry, phone call. That we don't have access to. Obviously, there's like the whole story and in raid traders, new ways of running raids according to Trent and Afraid. So there's obviously a lot going on that'll excuse me, that'll change the pacing and the play styles and just change up Tarkov as a whole. I think. Is it?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, is it going to be some drastically different game? No, of course not. It's still Tarkov, but
right.
it's going to have new things for us Tarkov players to start to get into and learn about. My throat is killing me. I don't know
Yeah,
what's going on.
I'm trying not to get, overhyped, but at the same time, it's like watching the pre-release trailer. I got so hyped watching that dude. Like I
Yeah,
just couldn't help it. Like it just seeing everything come together, it just you can't help but just feel good about it. Regardless of what we actually end up getting, I know it's going to be a good amount of content, just off the leaks and things that we've been told
right,
were
for
confirmed of,
sure.
what I mean, and then the stuff Trent and Frey told us about, just what I mean, and then it's just like there's definitely enough there to where I'm going to be happy regardless. So I'm not really too worried about being overhyped, but at the same time, it's like I just I want it to live up to the expectation I have. So I'm trying to keep those realistic because you know what I mean? Like I want it to
Right,
be everything I've ever wanted, but I also know that that's not what it's going to be.
right. But that's the thing too
But
is keeping yourself grounded like that. It allows you to get excited. Obviously, we can be hyped
yeah,
for it, and then when we do get the final product, it's almost always more than what we expect. It's almost
right.
always But if you have these unreal expectations of like some kind of graphic overhaul and major map changes and new things and this and that and like those, the core game is always going to be Tarkov. I don't
Yeah,
think
it's still
that'll
going to be
change,
Tarkov.
but the things slam jam packed into Tarkov are what's going to make it change drastically. Play styles
Yeah.
and read timers and things like that, and just the way we go about everything. So that's
Yeah,
that's
I
extremely cool.
I think that's going to be the biggest difference is number one, I think we're going to get a lot of new items, a lot of new just items in general,
Yeah,
weapons,
mods, things to pick up in
ammo,
raid, ammo. Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
clothing, just and then on the other side of it, I think we're obviously going to get the storyline integrated, which is going to change the normal wipe that you start your whole your progress over and you just do the same old same. That's all going to be a little different. Um, and I mean that right there is enough for me. Just having a completely overhauled mission system, and even if the missions are somewhat similar, if they're just done in a different way,
Yeah,
where
slightly
you
different
actually,
place. You know.
yeah, just mixing it up enough. And then, like I said, Tarkov. One of my favorite things about the game is the weapons and getting to try new things out. So any new items, that's going to make me happy. Just being able to grab a new gun, go in raid, check it out, see how it performs. I'm excited
Right.
about the lever actions because I know they're going to be in there.
Yep.
Excited about the new ammo types because we've seen a few of those. Like
For
it's just
sure.
so many things like that that are enough to make me happy. So
Yeah.
I know I'm not going to be like disappointed.
No, I don't think it's possible to be disappointed. I mean, okay, that's not true. I guess if you're like setting unreal expectations, right? But those of us who are
Yeah, I think a
aware
lot of
of what
people
it's going
will
to
be.
be, um, you know, I- I think again that they will do more than I'm expecting them to do. Um, and they have with events and everything else outside of like the 1.0 release trailer or release date event thing. That was which was still cool, and I didn't expect it, obviously, but it wasn't like some big crazy event. Which, understandably, they were
Right.
pushing for 1.0 at that point. They still, I don't think they had finished it entirely at that point either.
Right.
Um, you know, but yeah, just the idea of the raid play, like the way we run raids changing is enough to have me like over the moon, if I'm being completely honest.
Right.
Because even
Yeah,
now,
because that's
I
probably the
go in
biggest
raid,
change we've ever had.
I go look for PvP fights, especially right now. It's like 6 days to 1.0 or 5 days to 1.0, and I have all the gear, all the money, all the everything I need, and I can just run anything, do anything. Everything's on the flea market. I am just running in, looking for fights, grabbing dog tags, leaving shit lay, and getting out. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not concerned with bringing stuff into my stash. I'm not concerned with anything. I'm just more or less playing Tarkov to play Tarkov to fight people, you know, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it,
Because you can grab all the
a
best
lot
items
of
with a few dog tags.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And a lot of people play Tarkov that way full time. Like they just go in,
Yeah,
they
that's
that
true.
first 5, 10, 15 minutes, if they don't get a fight, they reset, they, you know, just leave the raid or whatever. Like, you know, I've seen a multitude of ways of people just either grenading themselves or, you know, just disconnecting, like crazy stuff. Letting a scav kill
Right.
them, just like, well, there was no fights. I don't want to take the time to run out of raid, like blah 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 blah. And it's just like, I understand it too because there's not much left for that person to do. I don't understand like the disconnects and stuff. I just can't understand that.
Yeah.
You know, getting yourself killed or
I'm
getting
not.
disconnected just so you can get out of raid faster. It's
I
never
was gonna
been
say I'm
that
not
big
in
of a
that big of a
priority for
hurry.
me. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like I'll walk to the extract. I don't mind. But like even, you know, we see people do these things. We and have been doing these things. Not just this wipe, last wipe, the wipe before. Like people have always treated raids in Tarkov as this short timer instead of having, you know, upwards of an hour in some cases.
Right.
And it's just knowing without a doubt that something they are doing or some things that they are doing is going to change the way that we spend our time in raids and kind of incentivize staying in raid longer. That's exciting. That's cool. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like that gets me hyped up. That gets me beyond hyped. Just because it's like, okay, well now my slower, more methodical play style, you know, that I like to
Exactly.
do throughout those long or throughout our early wipes in the raids, or yeah, early wipe, throughout early wipe, you know, being a little bit slower and taking my time, even into mid and late wipe. Um, I like playing slow, so now that's more justified because I have an opportunity to see players. I'm not, you know, worried that I may not even run into a PMC because I'm creeping around on woods. Like that seems like that idea is going to change, and I don't know how. You know, we don't know what's going to cause it to change. We just know that players are going to be more incentivized to stay in raid longer, and that's cool. And that's just
Yeah.
one thing. You know what I mean? That's one change that's happening, or in some way, shape, or form, that's a change that's happening to Tarkov. Um,
Well, like you just said, I feel like that change right there is one that suits like our play style a lot more than it does some other people's play styles.
for sure.
Just because we're the type to stay in raid for a long time and just run around and go everywhere on the map. We don't just run to one place and then leave. Like
Yeah.
we'll do a lot of different things, and having more to do now in raid and maybe longer time in raid, like that fits us perfectly.
Yeah, it does, and that sounds great. And on top of that, you know, we have hopefully a fixed transit system that we can utilize from the start of the wipe. You know, it would be nice to be able to trust those transit systems to A, not crash, and B, to like not completely screw me over when I load in, if I load in, and let me load in at a decent time. So, and I have had some slight form of like, you know, not necessarily confirmation, but I've been told that transits are supposedly fixed. So fingers crossed to that
Yeah,
too.
we'll
And you know,
see.
like both of those things that they may be doing, one to extend people's time in raids. I don't know how or what they're doing for that, but that's one change. And then, you know, if transits are fixed, that's another change. Those are two things right there that make my Tarkov time way better.
Right.
And then we also have all these side missions that we've been doing. We have tiered versions of those side missions, so we can grind out one. If you want to go shooterborn and get all of it done, you can do that. You know, you don't have to. You can just do the first tier and move on, probably. But you can also go through like tier 6 or whatever. Um, but we're also getting the, oh my gosh, raid timer, transit fix,
Uh,
in raid
story.
traders, story missions, story
Yeah.
missions.
Yeah.
We have all those side missions that we can go through. We have tiered tasks for that stuff now, and then we actually have story missions that are brand new, completely different to Tarkov. And then you throw an in-raid trader. I mean, dude, these are a handful of things, and that's all they could do, and I'd be stoked. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Right.
crazy.
Right. Yeah. Same.
That's so
Same.
much content added to Tarkov like that.
Well, considering like normally when a wipe happens, all we normally do is get like a few new items. That's why this is going to be like awesome, because this is the first time we've gotten this much like content in one wipe. Because every now and then we might have got a new map, but most of the time you're getting a few new guns, a few new outfits, maybe a new event or something like that. But it's like majority of the time it's the same old same. This is going to be the most new content
all at once.
Regardless of regardless of what they actually do add, it's definitely going to be the most we've ever had.
Yeah, I can't wait. I am beyond excited, man. We are closer and closer every single day. 5 days away, and it's just right around the corner. Just gotta keep on trucking, dude. We're almost there.
Well, technically 6 days, but I know the way they do, it'll probably launch on 15th for us at like 3 a.m.
Right.
So we'll be technically getting it on 14th late that night. Well, no, actually, now that I think about it, that's probably when the installs start. It'll probably be down for, I'm guessing, 8 to 10 hours.
Oh yeah. 100%.
So yeah, we'll have to wait till the 15th. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be the 15th for sure.
Yeah. So 6 days. 6 days.
Still, yeah. We have a date, which is crazy, and we're this close to it. I'm giddy with excitement, dude. I cannot wait. And then
and watching the new trailer, like actually seeing, seeing the traders in game, and it's like, it's just that makes the hype build up so much more.
It does. So let's go ahead and crack into the trailer. We'll just pause and talk about things as we see them. But yeah, they drop stuff like this, and then they say there's more to come. They drop some of the other stuff we're going to talk about in a moment. And it's just like, it just keeps that excitement just cruising right on through. Anyways, let's get to the trailer. All right, I'm going to... Oh, wait, it's a Ball State Games trailer, dude. This isn't real.
It's a troll trailer.
It's a troll trailer. First scene we get, to me, I don't know about you, most people I would assume this is what we're seeing. This is the ship, right? Do you think they're coming up on the ship, or are they coming up on a building?
I think that's the city. I think this is the helicopter. This is us entering Tarkov.
Right. Yeah, you can see the buildings as you get closer.
This is us flying in as USEX, probably.
Yeah, that's a city for sure. Never mind. I can't tell. I'm trying to look at like camos and stuff, but I can't make it out. Is that a bear?
On the left side, that's
USEC, right?
Definitely.
That's bear.
That is bear. Yeah, that's the bear
shirt. Or whatever, and that shirt is definitely bear.
Yeah, so these are bears. Okay, these are bears being deployed.
These are bears, coming into the area. Oh, you know what? This is Skiff's group, I bet.
Oh, yeah, probably. Yep, that would make sense. And here we have a USEC and a bear walking around.
Yeah. I guess this close to 1.0 and having already done a lot of spoiler stuff, this is what we assume is the guys from originally the announcement trailer, right?
Yeah.
The bear and the USEC that meet up in factory, and they're like, oh, we killed everybody. Let's just work together. Cool. But they come together in the Raid movie as well, kind of in the same scenario. It plays out exactly the same, right? USEC in the factory, bear
they
goes
fight
in,
each other,
and
their factions kill each other, and then they're two left, and they have a bunch of scavs, so they're like, let's team up, kill these scavs.
And they just work all the way through from there. But yeah, it's cool to start seeing these things on like actual in-raid locations and seeing, like PMCs, just seeing it rendered in, even though it's obviously, a CGI type situation. It's not in game, but it's still cool to just put the locations and stuff together. Like,
nice AK-74.
Yeah, that is a nice AK. It's woods,
can't figure out if that is...
It's either woods
or shoreline.
I was thinking lighthouse.
Yeah, it could be any of the three.
Any of the three, yeah. Shoreline fits for sure. I don't know, actually. Now that you mention shoreline, yeah. It could be. It could absolutely be shoreline.
It would seem, though, a lot of this has been pictures of lighthouse, like some of the next things we'll see. So maybe this is lighthouse.
I don't notice any new gear. I don't know if this is a new monocle or if this is the one we have in game currently. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't think any of it's new. I don't think anything is new here. Here we go. This is cool right here because if you see the guy right there by the candle, that is Bird Eye.
Yep, we got Bird Eye right here. I assume one of these are night or
no. Well, from what I watched before, you don't see Knight and
Big Pipe.
Yeah, you don't see them until the next scene. Right here. There's Big Pipe right there with the grenade launcher all the way on the left.
Yeah, he's right here.
And there's, you can see right
the
there.
Armor.
Yeah. You can see their armor. Yeah, got the goon vest on too. You'll see a close up here in a second of the goon vest right here. If you pause it right there, see it's right there on the right. It's blurred out, but that's the goon.
Yeah, you can't get a good look at it, can you?
But you can see the collars. It's green.
Yeah, it's
and,
definitely the goon.
Brown and black.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, that's sick.
And then they got the bears in this area.
Bears in this area.
It's just funny that
still
they
got
play
work
that.
to do. Yeah, like there's all kinds of stuff.
To explain that, obviously the USEC were stations at the chalets. That was, in the Tarkov lore, that's where they were originally set. And you'll notice that in game, you'll see that was
there's
also
all kinds of rogue stuff and
well, and there's like USEC signs up everywhere and banners.
Yeah, that's what I meant. USEC. There's USEC stuff everywhere.
And then you find out that they were pushed back from fighting and stuff. They were pushed back to the water treatment.
Yep.
And it's cool to see that this is where
this is how
the boys started. You're seeing them when they first got into Tarkov. That's what they looked like, and now they're these like horrifying bosses. It's cool to see that.
They start out just like any of us did, with a team, working, had some fights happen. Now you're the last one left, you and your boys. So
and here we are back to our duo from the factory.
He's got the USEC Deadly Frog outfit on.
Yeah,
which is pretty dope.
Yeah, that's another thing. Seeing how they've progressed, because when they met up, they literally had nothing. Yeah,
bare bone.
They just looked normal.
He's got a
and
tricep
now they're all
on.
kitted out.
He's got the USEC Deadly Frog. He's got quad nods, the flex helmet or the flux helmet. Nice scar. This guy's got Bastion, I think. Pretty contact sixes. Looks like a tri-zip or something to that degree too. Maybe the T20 or so.
Yeah, I think maybe the T20 or T30.
He's rocking a monocle. These two have come a long way from that Raiden factory where they met.
Yeah.
And I think it's pretty cool to see these things. No new gear here. I don't think there's anything new here.
Here we have.
This is from inside the plane. Your airdrop plane. And it's,
right.
I think we all already knew they were UN crates, but it's also just really cool to see, people are still being able to provide supplies from outside, and then just to see from the plane, it's cool.
And that's another faction that we've never really got.
I have not gotten anything on yet.
Yeah, we haven't. I mean, we get lore and we get missions with Peacekeeper and everything.
Yeah. But we haven't had an introduction to them yet. Yeah.
But they are supposed to be in the game, so it's are we finally going to see them? It's I know we're getting Black Division and things like that, but are we finally going to see the UN as a faction in the game?
Well, I think that's where UN might step in if I had to speculate on the next steps of the story, right? I would think after Black Division steps in, I feel like UN would be the next ones coming in after that.
Right.
Just to kind of try to police it and calm things down and just do what UN does, I guess. Yeah, also just a really cool look here, flying over Tarkov. That's just sick.
Just a cool shot.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here are the UN soldiers.
Yeah.
And Peacekeeper, and they're at the customs checkpoint.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're at the scav checkpoint on customs. That's where the sniper scav sits, right up here.
Yep. What's cool about this is it's showing actual UN soldiers in game, and that's what I hope we do see. I hope we actually get to see the faction on the ground in the game with us.
I was also kind of hoping that these are the guards for Peacekeeper as we get close. This is the divider area, right? The guards will be hey,
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah.
Have to deal with them a little bit.
This is just cool to see.
It is so cool to see them in there.
Just seeing the traders. Yeah, it's cool to see.
Yeah,
Just seeing the traders.
in-raid traders, the UN peacekeepers, they're in their stupid ass blueberry helmets and armor.
After this, though, I want to
Yeah, this
discuss why
is
we only see a few of the traders. We don't see them all.
right. So we have Prapper here. He's looking at some
Yep,
Terror
got
Group
him in
intel.
intelligence folder. Or yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
it's
blue
the blue
folder.
folder. Yeah, he's got a tar
Yeah,
bank. He's got a money case.
yeah.
And okay, do you think this is reserve or woods at the depot? Where do you think this is?
I think it's reserve.
I do too. I kept looking at it and I was like, it's the depot on woods. It makes sense. It has to be the depot on woods. And I was like, wait, the traders can
It
be
could
anywhere.
be.
They don't have to
It
specifically
could
be
be.
on a map just because you need to access them for tasks. You don't know you need to access them for tasks in 1.0. You know what I mean? Like you'll meet therapist or
Right.
whoever first, and she'll lead you to somebody, but we don't know where that person is. We don't know what it's
Well,
gonna. It may not go ground zero to woods to customs to here to here. You know what I mean? It might go ground zero to fucking reserve, and then from reserve go to woods, and then from here go to there, and like we just don't know.
Prapper's interesting. He was based off a trader in Stalker. That's where Nikita said Prapper idea came from.
Yeah.
Your first trader that you find in Stalker is in your first little town you go through, and he's down in this little bunker, and this looks very similar to that bunker on
On reserve
for that game. So,
or on soccer.
well, yeah, it looks very similar to the one on Stalker,
Yeah.
but like you said, it also looks a lot like Reserve. So that's why I was thinking Reserve. But then when you mentioned Woods, it could also it could fit that too.
It could be a depot.
Because the
It could be at the
walls,
depot on woods. But the
right?
other thing is too, they can add a building anywhere they want. They can add a bunker anywhere they want.
Well, they could have
You know,
opened
they
up
can
some
do
of
a
the
lot.
existing bunkers.
Yeah, that was my next thought. Was like Mountain Stash. Maybe that's where Prapper is.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah,
yeah,
a lot of questions about as to where he actually is. He could be on reserve though. Absolutely.
is that
There's
a
no
PM
reason why he
pistol
couldn't
in
be.
there?
Yeah, that's a PM. That fat little magazine butt. But yeah, like he could be on reserve. He could be on Lighthouse. Like he could be anywhere because we don't know
Yeah,
what is going on with me today. We don't know what the progression is going to be for how to get to these traders, when we get to these traders. We just don't know. So there's a lot of questions still up in the air. As Tarkov or BSG is great at doing, and we all already know that, is giving us a little bit and still just having so
right,
many more questions arise from the little bit of information they do give us. So
right.
where he's at, we don't know, but that's definitely Prapper, showing him as in raid. On to the next one. This one is another. I have no idea. So here's therapist, right?
This looks like on uh that house on freaking customs or not customs but streets.
Yeah, honestly, and
I
knowing
can't
that
think I
Ground
can't think of the
Zero
name of it.
is just right down the road from the streets map, right? Like Ground Zero
Right,
connects to
yeah,
streets.
they're
We all
literally
know it's all
connected.
tied
Yeah,
together. Like obviously we have to transition or whatever to get there in raid, but in story we could just walk down the road on Ground Zero because we're in
right.
streets. We're
Yeah,
in
Ground
the
Zero
city of
is
Tarkov.
literally
Yeah,
an extension of streets. Yeah.
yeah. But like so, I had a few things on this one. One, potentially customs, maybe just kind of has a customs vibe to it, but probably not. Um, the bars on the window kind of made me think factory at one point, and I was like, no, I don't think that's the case either. And even if they like open up a side building or a new office or something, it's like I just don't think that's the case. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I
We
don't
don't.
see her being in factory.
Yeah, I don't think it's factory. Once you said streets though, I think that might be it. Or they could open one of like a new building on Ground Zero that has her there.
Yeah,
I don't
right.
know. Again, we don't know when or how we run into these people, so it's extremely hard to justifiably say what map they are on. Even with the next trader, it's still kind of up in the air. Um,
Right.
it would also be really cool to see every trader on streets, and streets being like the center point map that you have to transition to or you have to like travel to. I shouldn't say transition, but you have to go to pick up tasks and do things like that. I think that would be a good use, but that's obviously
Yeah,
not
that'd
going
be
to happen.
crazy.
Um, I don't think that would ever be the case. I think it's
Yeah,
one per
probably not.
map, maybe two, depending on where Prapper falls. If Prapper's on woods, then Jaeger's also going to be there.
Or
But yeah,
just traveling throughout the storyline. Like they travel from different spots throughout the story. As different
that's
things go
true.
down, they move
Yeah,
different spots, you know?
yeah. They're not always in the same safe house, and it's said they all have multiple safe houses all stretched out across Tarkov for supplies here and this there, and they travel. And
Right.
but yeah, so in the next we have oh yeah, yeah.
Killer
Our
looks
next in-raid
awesome.
trader, Killa.
I just love him just walking around the mall, just looking at all the dead bodies.
Yeah, this is such a cool scene. There are so many dead bodies laying around here. Just in
Yeah,
to
everywhere.
the open eye. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 maybe, and that's not counting anything else that we don't know about yet.
Right.
So like a PMC group obviously came in here and tried to fuck around and kill a, they found out. But it is really cool to just see Killa just like, yeah, this is mine. This is what I've done.
Right. Here's an
And then
interesting little clip.
first look at Black Division.
Yep.
First official
I
real
think
look at
that
Black Division.
the more interesting thing is look what they're doing. This is
Yeah, they're
definitely
burning
labs.
labs. Yeah, they are setting fire to all the terror group information. They are getting rid of, I would assume, evidence. Or actually, you know what?
Well,
Does it make
we'll
sense
find
for
out who
Black
it is.
Division to be getting rid of evidence? Because they
Well,
are like
it'll show
very
something
well,
here.
not necessarily.
It'll show something here in a second that'll give us another clue.
That's true.
The picture it shows on the ground of someone, which rumor has it,
So there's a good
once
look at
they
the Black
step on it.
Division. Yeah, 1 second. Let me go.
Yeah, you got the logo there. You got the scorpion, the red
I
scorpion on the
can't get a
shoulder.
really good detail of it.
Yeah, it's hard. I tried the other day. It's hard to get it.
We got the Black Division logo, new rig, new chest rig. There's the gas mask that was teased a little bit.
These guys are
BD1,
extremely
so they're
difficult.
Black Division. They are, yeah, they are the elite of the elite. These are the
Yeah.
war fighters of Tarkov. These guys don't fuck around.
These are the people that got the preview 1.0. They got to fight them on Terminal, and everybody basically said, once
It's
you see
hard.
them, you're dead.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be rough.
Yep. Um,
They are hard to kill.
I do like this kit that they're rocking. This is more of a modern war kit. So what this little rectangle is typically used for these days? There's a tablet here, either a tablet or your cell phone, and that's how you access your maps and like do all your navigation and stuff. It's just cool to see like, and then they got like the extra GoPro batteries and things. It looks like, is that a GoPro battery? I
Yeah,
think, yeah. But it's just cool
they
to see
definitely
like
look
the
more
new
modern.
modern age tech stuff coming into the
Yeah,
game because it's like there's a lot of really cool
and it
modern
makes
tech.
sense
If
for
these
them to
guys
have it being
are
more
that
advanced. You
streamlined,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly, yeah. Continuing on though,
Here we go. This is see the dead body laying here was actually a scientist, and then you
yep,
see the picture right here. Well, the picture is therapist.
yes
That's
sir,
her with her
as a
husband.
baby,
Her husband her husband was
a
a
terror group
scientist at
scientist. Yep.
yeah at labs, and that's how she got a hold of a lot of her meds. Um, and this is basically showing them killing him, and that's I mean this is all just
Speculation
guessing,
based off
but
of what we see.
yeah,
Why
but I
else would a
think this
picture
is
of
him laying
therapist being
there.
younger, next to
Yeah,
this man and a child with this guy's arm stretched out? Like, I think it's a pretty obvious explanation,
yeah.
observation.
I think this is him dying and us showing that the Black Division went in and just killed him for some reason, and this is the aftermath.
So, Black Division found out about what Terror Group's up to, apparently. Just trying to deduce and put some pieces together. Terror Group doing dirty deeds, trying to make a nuke, EMP style, and Black Division finds out. USEC's in there. They've got the case. Bear goes in. Firefight. Shit hits the fan. USEC continues to have the case. They lose the case. Bear guy ends up with case. USEC and Bear guy end up together. They progress their side of the story. Black Division follows us in from there and cleans house trying to find this evidence. They're probably and obviously looking for us, which is why they end up at Terminal when we end up at Terminal, because they were probably on our asses to get this case, I would guess.
Right.
And that's where we don't know anything else from there. And that's kind of like the pieces of the puzzle that I've been able to get together. And I think that's like probably the common consensus right now is that that's what's happening. But yeah,
Here's a cool one.
here's a cool one too. This says something about like, oh, I love you forever or something. And it's Ragman.
Yeah. So
I don't know
Ragman
why
had a
they're
wife.
hiding his face. Maybe they changed him a little bit or something. But yeah, Ragman had a wife or has a
Well,
wife and is stuck in Tarkov, not being able to see her. But I would assume if he's like this, Rolex wearing dealer of Tarkov, I would assume she's dead.
yeah, well, dead or gone. Like he doesn't know where she's at. Like maybe
Potentially,
someone took her
yeah.
away. But it falls into the lore also why we are always bringing Ragman booze, why we're always giving him moonshine
Yeah,
and,
yeah, no, it
and
makes sense.
whiskey and all that, and cigarettes. Like we always
And
give him the packs
cigarettes,
of
yeah,
cigarettes, and
yeah.
the two things he has right there is alcohol and
Because he's
cigarettes,
fucking
and he's
heartbroken.
he's basically depressed because
Yeah,
he lost his wife, and I just
somebody.
that goes in so well together.
It does.
Um,
It really does.
but then you see the gear all lined up along the wall and on the shelf, and you got all the cool stuff that you're probably going to be able to just go buy from him inside
Yeah,
interchange. Maybe,
yeah.
I guess.
Well, is it interchange? Where do we see these signs at?
I mean, it has to be interchange. That's his place.
Couldn't it be streets?
I guess it could, but I feel like he would.
I think it's
Yeah,
I think it's interchange. Personally, I think it's interchange. But I am open to other
yeah. It just
ideas.
depends on how they do it. Right. It just depends on how they do it.
Yeah.
It's just like his home lore wise is interchange, so it's like I guess Killa's okay with him being there, so like maybe they're like in it together. Like there's probably a lot more
Um.
there that we're gonna find out.
Yeah, I would say because like Killa, Tagila, those two dudes are just guys from the Tarkov area.
Yeah, we
Uh,
don't know a lot about them honestly. Like we know a
they're
lot about
brothers. We
them
know
personally,
they used
but
to
we
work
don't
at
know about
factory, and we
yeah, we don't know
know
about why they're still doing what they're doing.
exactly. Yeah, we know where they're at. That's it. Like, we don't
Yeah.
have any other information outside of that. We don't really know why they're doing what they're doing. We don't know who they're connected to. Ragman meets Killa makes sense, or Ragman and Killa makes sense because Killa's fucking. He's got the gold chain on his wrist. He's got the
Yeah.
tracksuit. You know what I mean? He's a fly fucking guy. And where else would you get fresh to death? Like, sure, he's at the mall, but if Ragman has a monopoly on all the gear and clothing and everything, then I feel like maybe they have a little business working together. And apparently, in my eyes, knowing Tagila being the asshole that he is, his brother's probably not too much better, and has
Right.
like some kind of dirty dealings going on here with Rag, if I had to guess.
Not showing the face is interesting. Not
It
showing it in
is.
the
It makes me think
picture
they
or not
changed
showing
it,
it here.
unless they're
Well,
just
either
trying to
they
be like,
changed it
oh well,
or
here's.
there's some significance
You
to
know
the
what?
reveal,
They
maybe.
didn't show any of the traders' faces yet.
They showed closer to the they showed like you could see a little bit of the face of some of them. Like see you
Peacekeeper,
can
you
see the
just get
side
a
of his
little,
face.
little,
You
little
can
quick
see
view.
the side of therapist's face.
There is the politician, by the way.
Yeah, and the cup.
And then it goes to Prapper. You can't really see his face.
Yeah.
You can't really
Therapist you get
see.
a little side view.
You get a side view. That is a decent amount, though. That's more than you see of anything
Yeah.
else. Um, Looks kind of cool, though, honestly.
Yeah.
Then it goes into
But
whatever.
it's just weird on Ragman, we get absolutely 0% of his face.
Yeah. You could hear a little bit of their like tacticalness too. They're just like confirmed over.
Yeah.
They're just like robotic in nature, essentially. Like they just no feelings, no emotion, do the job, go home.
Yeah, they're the top of the top, I would imagine.
Well, even here, like the face is still partially obscured.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
obvious who it is, but yeah, I guess we get a little bit, right? We see the eyebrow here,
Yeah,
just
an
barely.
eyebrow.
But that's wild. They did hide his face the most.
Yeah.
There might just be
And then like right here we
some
get
significance
nothing.
to seeing them in trailer or something, or in raid. Maybe they're just trying to leave that hype. You get just like the slightest 5 o'clock shadow off the
Yeah, a
side
little
of his face.
cheekbone. But here
Um,
we get a whole picture.
yeah, we get a lot here.
We get the dog.
Got that dog in him.
Now I wonder if that means dogs are going to be in the game, like actually running around. Like,
Well, I thought this just meant
we,
this is Jaeger's wolf tracking us all the time on woods
well, this is the thing. We already
because we
have
hear it
dogs in
all
the
the time.
background.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's like
At
I
least on
just wonder
woods.
when we meet him if he'll actually have his wolf. You know what I mean? Like if it'll actually be running around in game.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's like sitting next to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of
I
chilling
wouldn't
there.
be either.
And then, but yeah, this like now that we're hearing this, like maybe this is the wolf that patrols woods, like that we hear in raid while we're gaming.
watch, they're going to completely just flip it on us, and we're going to have a whole new hunting system. There's going to be animals roaming Tarkov. We're going to have to go out and hunt our food.
Hunt our food and shit, yeah. Get a decent chunk of his face there. And this is cool, too, because, this is the cabin, or not the cabin, this is the hunting stand that we have to go and get Jaeger's letter from.
That's where we get the letter, yeah.
It's turned into something so much more. And if that is his in-raid trader location for introduction, instead of going and getting the letter, we're coming here and meeting this cat, is what I'm thinking.
Right. Yeah.
Which means there are changes to the maps to accommodate the traders.
Well, unless this is like before. This might be like introduction.
Well, let's continue.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, before our mission.
Yeah. You can see something flying in and, oh, shit. The jet. There's like this lifeless, just like feeling to this whole plot right here.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of the jet. I've seen people who have looked it up, but it's a Russian fighting jet that basically can carry nuclear payloads, 400 kilogram.
Yeah, big boys.
Yeah.
So second bomb, first bomb, are they showing, is this going to be them showing the first flyby with the first bomb drop, or is this showing, like, is this potentially what we're trying to escape from? And they're showing, because like with Jaeger being sat there and it's, seems somewhat current, it feels like maybe that's what we're trying to escape from, is potentially the second bomb, or maybe we just find out they're nuking and we need to go.
I think this is depicting the second.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Just because of the next scene.
Right.
Because this is definitely current us.
Because you can hear it. Sorry, this might be loud. You can still hear the jet flying through the area.
Yeah. And our guy was clearly looking up at it.
Yeah.
Right there. They're watching it fly over.
Yeah,
and then they're looking at each other like, oh no, we got to get out of here.
We're not here early enough. We're too late. Like, we got to go. God dang. You went fast enough. Far enough. So they're looking up, right? He's obviously looks over to his boy. He's watching it go. You get a real serious look on their face. Or at least on his face. He's like, fuck. I guess I'll let this play out before we talk about it more.
Yeah, the coolest part right here.
This was the announcement trailer.
Here they raise their hands, drop their weapons, and go to enter terminal.
And that's how they get into terminal right there. Yeah, perfect. And one cool thing about this little whole interaction from here on out. So this was the announcement trailer when Escape from Tarkov beta or alpha or whatever first dropped, or even before that. This is what they showed us. And we see these two dudes fighting. Well, their teams fighting. They're the last two up. They, look at each other. They give the nod. They go to work. You go and you watch the Raid movie. The same scene takes place. They start working with each other. And then they progress through the story to terminal. When they get to terminal, he has an access card of some sort. Gives the cat passcode. They let him come in. And as they're coming in, it's this same exact scene. You see him like from the terminal box, like to the call box, all the way through. Like, this is identical to the movie. It's really cool to see. It's extremely interesting to see.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there's some differences. Like in the movie, it's a dirt path. There's no cars and stuff in the way, and like, but it's still.
Well, it's really cool how they've redone this part of Shoreline, because it's definitely similar, but this is different. Like, some of the vehicles aren't there. That roadblock is only there with the little sandbag things. It does not have the actual barricade there.
And stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's all new stuff. I imagine all around terminal entrance is going to be a little different than it is at the moment.
Yeah. Well, and it goes to show, again, towards the in-raid trader side of things, that they are willing and obviously going to manipulate the maps to fit the traders in some way. So like any of the guesses we've just made, like, oh, it looks like a reserve bunker, could be on woods, could be mountain stash, could be a completely different place, could be, anywhere. Therapist who we would assume is on ground zero or streets, she could be on customs, she could be anywhere. So like while we have an idea of where these things are going to take place, we don't know what they've done to the maps or which maps they've done things to accommodate which trader. So there's like a lot of guessing still going on there, and that's just still, in my eyes, really freaking cool too, because we still, 5 days away and we don't know where our first trader is going to be at.
Well, you remember the early terminal trailer we got that showed the crane falling through the wall on terminal?
Yeah.
Is the wall already down? I see like a spot, but it's got a tree in front of it, so I can't
the spot
really
right
tell.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Open?
I don't know. But I know that event still takes place.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if this is pre that happening or what.
I wonder if this is something involved, the call box, right? If we do our task line, we make it to where we can escape through terminal. We have to access it through some special key card, right? And then this kind of cutscene plays out as we do it. And probably then, like as we're at the door, that crane falls. Because if it's based off of the way the movie plays out, we get inside terminal and then shit goes off.
Be really cool though is if like to actually enter terminal, you have to walk up and you actually have to disarm yourself. Like you have to take off all your ammo, all your weapons,
put all your shit in your
gear.
backpack or something, or throw it down.
Yeah, or you just got to throw it down right there, like, and they come gather it and like escort you in.
That would be cool. Yeah,
it'd just be cool if you can't
make you walk up to
the
gate, like, and then you have to drop all your stuff, and then
yeah.
Which we know they take our stuff. We know for a fact they take our stuff. It's just a matter of how they do that from here to there.
This is also what's really cool is we know this is part of Shoreline. Right now, this is Shoreline. So how are they going to do this? Is Shoreline just going to have an interaction point where kind of like a transit point where you can just do the interaction and you transit
go up to it and you can transit in solo and
yeah, or is this all going to be like kind of repurposed for terminal only and like
cut off?
You're no longer going to be. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Good question, because for story purposes, you would have to use both maps at the same time. You'd have to go from Shoreline, walk up to the gate, go into terminal. I don't know, but that's interesting. I hadn't really thought about that side of it. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe the terminal map starts as just like the outskirts of it,
Yeah.
Like the section around it, and you just kind of make your way to it.
I could see them kind of blocking off road to customs on the Shoreline side, kind of just giving us the extract point, but the rest of the main road just kind of being walled off or kind of just not being accessible anymore or something. Yeah. I don't know. But I could also see them just
through there.
Just letting them have letting both maps like share that area also or something.
Yeah, that's true. They could. There would be no harm in it.
Right.
If you're on Shoreline, you're not interacting with the guys on the terminal map, so
this is the one weird thing about Shoreline. It's the only map where you have the whole other map visible from that map.
Yeah.
Like every other map, you can see parts of other maps. From Shoreline, you can see all of terminal.
Yeah.
So how are they going to handle that? Is it all going to be connected? When you're on Shoreline, are you also on terminal? When you're on terminal, are you also on Shoreline?
Good question. Luckily, we don't have to wait too long to find out.
No.
The next thing I want to point out is how large terminal is. This place is absolutely massive.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to be quite this large.
No, they definitely have built it up from what we have been able to see so far in game. Because you can walk up to that hill and just peek over the walls, and you can look at all that stuff now.
There's a handful of buildings.
And it's nowhere near as detailed and as big as what they have now.
Right.
So it's definitely getting a rework. Because you still have the extract over there to the left under the train bridge. Like, that's an extract on Shoreline. So they got to keep this part open unless they just seal all that off.
Oh, I can't wait to get in terminal, man. I hope it's all like progressive. Like we can progress through all of it and do a bunch of stuff on it. I'm looking forward to getting on that map.
Yeah, I hope it's not so far in game that it takes us forever to actually get to check it out.
Yeah. We went from prepare to escape to it's time to escape.
It's time to escape.
And you're
the first trailer was prepare, and this one it's time.
All right. Moving on from that.
Cool trailer.
No, dude.
One
Yeah,
more.
let's not understate that. That is a fucking
Well,
awesome trailer.
yeah, awesome trailer. Very nostalgic. Very cool to see. Just pumps you up if you've been a Tarkov player over the years. Just seeing all that is just it's great. It's like you're finally seeing the work and all the time and the effort. You're just seeing it all just come together. But one more thing about that is a lot of people loved that trailer, but a lot of people were disappointed. A lot of people were like, well, that's the worst 1.0 trailer. They didn't show anything new. They didn't show any of the cool stuff. And Nikita kind of came back on Twitter and was like, there will be more trailers, folks. That's how he said it. He said, there will be more trailers, folks. Just because he was seeing the people that were like, oh, that was the worst 1.0 trailer. He's like, this is a pre 1.0 trailer. This is kind of just celebrating the journey. 1.0 will have its own trailer.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I think people just are
They're
impatient
crazy.
too. Like we're in this like instant gratification phase of just constantly give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. And it's kind of
I've been glad to see other people call it out because there's been Pestily had a great post this week on Twitter. I'm trying to find it. But he basically went off on the community and was like, you guys are ungrateful and you guys just take anything and everything BSG does and you just flip it around.
Yeah.
And it was just nice to see, because sometimes the bigger streamers don't really speak up. Right here it is. He said, Tarkov.Community is cooked. Nikita and BSG literally have stated they can turn on Old Factory because they were something about the Old Factory. He said they could do it anytime. He said this whole comment section is full of so much hatred towards BSG. He said it's honestly sad to see, and it goes longer than that. There's replies, but it was just nice to see other people realizing how bad this community is at times.
Yeah, it really is. But I mean, it's kind of brewed itself into that. Nobody's ever really stood up to people saying that shit. Most people just bandwagon alongside with it. So but yeah, it is awesome to see people finally taking a stand on it. Kind of being tired of it.
I think the one thing about Tarkov where it's kind of different than other communities because Tarkov has had such a long run and it's had such a varied player base. You have a lot of people who played the game once or had friends that played the game. They consider themselves part of the community and they've never really been part of the community, but they always want to talk about Tarkov. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like Tarkov has such a polarization among people, and I don't understand really why. But it just seems like more than any other game, you just have so many people who just prey on the downfall, and it's people that just they hate the game for whatever reason. They got banned or they were they played it and they weren't good and they couldn't play anymore. Like there's so many people I feel like that don't really care about Tarkov and don't play Tarkov, but they consider themselves like part of Tarkov. And I feel like that's why the community looks so bad at times because most of the people that are like negative, they don't even really play the game.
Right. Just mindless hating for whatever reason they may have.
It's like 6 years ago they played Tarkov once and now they got to comment on everything Tarkov does, even though they hated the game then and they hate it now.
Right. Doesn't make a lot of sense.
No.
Let's move on to the Nikileak. Look at that. We got a new Nikileak. Granted, not a lot of new, but there is some stuff in here that we can definitely look at. Go ahead and get started on that. Still not sure why they just had a head nod. Unless, actually, that might be an emote or, like, instead of being able to, like, give a thumbs up or thumbs down or something with your hands, like, you can actually just, like, nod your head. Or the other side is it's like Black Division working, or it's just one of the UN guy or not UN RUAF guys or something like that. So this could be used for a lot of different things.
Yeah, because I mean, right now you can
though.
Yeah, you can technically head nod in game right now. You know what I mean? Just look up and down. Like,
right.
So it's like I don't.
This is more animated though.
Yeah, like that's definitely like
and like
That's definitely a rendered action. So
yeah. And then we have the tank helmet with night vision, which is fucking
Yeah,
dope.
in real life, that's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, that's cool as shit. It looks about as miserable to wear as in Tarkov, though. So I think
Absolutely.
they've done it right. But yeah, that's cool. And then here, this is. I'm gonna let this play first. Some spooky esque music, and then we have a
Yeah,
tunnel. Um, so
I love the
again,
music, by the way.
yeah, this is not music; it's just a
Is
sound.
is this a reserve? Well, it does play on, so it is actually music like it because it plays it a few times.
True,
So
yeah,
I mean, it's not like a continuous music, but I think it is like
some form of
if
notes. Yeah,
if yeah, if we get some stuff like that in game, like that'd be awesome. Like certain areas you enter and it starts playing that kind of stuff.
that
That'd
would
be
be
awesome.
cool. That would be cool. So this could be a few things, right? This could be terminal related, potentially. This could be reserve, underground.
Yeah, reserve bunker is the first thing that pops in my head, but that's only because
It
we've
makes
had that
sense. It
already.
fits, and we know that they're reworking the map. And then the other
Right.
one for me that pops up is lighthouse if they do something with the tunnel system, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because they could. They definitely could open up a
Yeah,
lot of lighthouse.
yeah. So there are options. I think probably most realistically reserve, potentially lighthouse, but I don't know if terminal would go underground. I just don't know. We haven't heard anything about being able to go underground in any way on terminal yet, so I would be surprised if that was the case. But it's not out of the realm of possibility. I think reserve just fits it better, and then follow up with lighthouse after that. But this is in game, by the way. This is like a PMC or scab, whatever, maybe even just free cam, whatever they're using. Just moving through and looking down this tunnel. So
Yeah, and they got a flashlight on. They have a flashlight of some sort. So it's either
yeah,
a flashlight they have on their helmet or one they have attached to their body because you don't see the weapon.
yeah. I think it might be a helmet cam. That's a good or helmet
Yeah.
flashlight. Yeah, they just kind of come around the corner. There's a truck, and then we have a long tunnel that we can't see shit down. Um, yeah, so I'm leaning towards reserve slash lighthouse, and it would be cool if it was
Yeah.
lighthouse, just because that means that they've opened up the tunnel and probably changed the map up quite a bit. Then we have just a countdown timer. It's just counting down the hours, seconds, and days, and minutes, and all that good stuff. I don't want to skip over that, even though I just did. Next, we have terminal, or not terminal, icebreaker ship. I think the bulkhead
I believe
doors
so. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I believe so.
definitely got like a ship vibe.
Yeah.
The narrow deals, uh, hallways. But yeah, and then we get
Then we get that room again. That
this.
room that we seen
Yeah, here it is.
a week ago or so.
But what's different?
I think we're looking at the right side of the room this time instead of the left side because the computer is
Well,
right there in the middle.
I
Last time
think
the computer was in the middle and we were looking to the left of the computer. Now we're looking to the right of the. Well, no, wait a minute.
no, that
No,
computer's
it's
still
the same
there. That's the
spot.
same
There's
window.
two computers.
Yeah,
There's
there's
two
this over
computers.
here. This is therapist
Okay,
room. I'm
this
convinced of that
is
now.
yeah.
We still don't know what's there, but that body's gone.
Yeah. The bed is bodiless now.
But this looks like a science setup of some sort, like a lab setup.
We get a little better view outside the window this time too.
That's streets. This is streets, right? Well, no,
It
this could
is. It
be
is. It is. No, that's streets.
streets.
That's streets.
No. That's
Yeah.
customs.
You think?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I think so.
Look at those tall buildings behind this building. I'm
That's
pretty
one
sure that's
long
streets. I
building
don't.
though, isn't it? It's like Big Red, not Big Red, but it's like a building like Big Red, isn't it? It's got that gray fence, concrete fencing.
It does in between it, but I don't think that customs has any building like that, unless they do an add-on. Yeah, I mean, regardless, it's one of the two. It
What if
definitely could
they
be
open
either
up
one.
that area next to Crack House? What if they open that up a bit?
That's what I was thinking about. Yeah,
This could be streets
that
though.
would
My
be the
first
one
thought
area
is
they could add
streets.
it.
Like for sure, my first thought's streets.
Well,
But I feel like
that
this
fence
could
does
be.
run right along that area by Crack House. Like that makes perfect
Yeah,
sense. It runs along there. If they opened up that road right there and we could go on in a little bit,
We have
You
buildings similar to
remember,
this on that side of the fence too.
well, you remember on Woods when they opened the BTR driver area? Like that was just a
Yeah,
little
the depot.
area back by itself that people started seeing and everyone started talking about it. Like, what is this? Why is this here? And
Right.
then next thing you know, we actually get a way to go there. This could be like that. This could be a spot on customs that they kind of got, up and running. They textured it, got it working, got it looking real nice, and we might have to travel to it. Like it might not be accessible right on customs. Maybe we gotta take a car, like maybe a Jeep shows up, picks us up, and drives us there. Like maybe that's how we access traders. It's kind of like an extract, but
Yeah,
it
like its
takes
own
us to the
separate
trader.
server site or
Yeah,
separate
like it's
map type
not sitting in the
layout.
middle
You're
of
right.
the map. Yeah, so you can't have like people running all around you, like throwing grenades in there while you're talking to therapists.
Right, right.
But maybe that was
That
a
could be
first
something
taste
like that,
of
yeah.
how that stuff's gonna work. Yeah,
Nice worn out USEC hat.
and speaking of the depot, I imagine a trader will be there. Somebody.
Yeah, I was thinking Prapper, but
Oh,
it could be a few people.
well, and just be real quick, why I just said that, it just reminded me. When we think about that trailer, what traders did we not see? We didn't see Fence.
Right.
We didn't see Skier.
Mechanic here.
We didn't see Mechanic. So just kind of weird that they left those three out.
We didn't see
Well, and
Ref
we
either,
didn't see Ref. Yeah, yeah. So four technically.
which I guess that's like kind of fair. Here's their scene, like their blue screen scene setup stuff for, doing different video ideas and things. But that's supposed to be like, I don't know. Anyways, this is just them animating the therapist scene.
Yeah, this is the therapist scene of them walking in with meds and things.
Clown hats on their knees.
Yeah.
Here's the gang with a labs coffee mug. This was the Tokyo Game Show stuff.
Yeah, some merch there. Oh, it says Ragman merch.
Yeah, yeah. It was set up like his in-game shop.
Yeah, that's cool. They got
Um,
some arena.
yeah. What map?
Uh,
No
I
idea.
don't
I
know.
like those pants though.
Those are nice pants.
Those are nice pants. And we get a look at the helicopter that we've already seen once, pulling up to the icebreaker ship.
Yeah. This is possibly the only legit way out of Tarkov.
Yeah, it's kind of what I'm
Like, well,
leaning
well,
towards.
not only, but you have the hovercraft also. But
Yeah,
between this and the hovercraft, these are two ways I believe you can actually escape Tarkov.
yeah. So, um, after that, we have one more thing that we can look at and talk about a little bit. There's a bit of information in that Nikileak, but again, it's not much, and a lot of it's stuff we've
Yeah,
already
nothing
seen, like you
crazy.
said. Yeah.
Yeah.
After that, though, we have our pre-order and beta additional rewards. So let's just kind of go over some of these and what we can get, and we just to mention, we do still get the Edge of Darkness. If you are an Edge of Darkness owner, you will have access to your specific clothing, whatever it is.
Yeah.
We just don't know what that
You're
is
supposed to
yet.
get an armband and clothing that's specific to EOD.
Yeah,
I imagine that'll be coming after launch since they haven't teased it yet.
probably,
But
or
they
maybe
could
that's one of the
surprise
things
us.
that drops with 1.0. Just like here's your stuff
Yeah,
too.
yeah, they could surprise us. Yeah.
So for all game editions, you're gonna get the USEC Legionnaire Olive clothing set if you're a USEC, and if you're Bear, you get the Bear Sumrak reverse or Sumrak reverse. Um, I really like the Bear outfit, which I already know I'm going Bear
Yeah.
this wipe. I want to be on the good guys, the winning team. You know what I mean?
The Legionnaire is not bad either. Like
No, it looks
it's
cool. I do
definitely
like
not
the
bad.
outfit. Yeah, it's solid. And that's the thing too, is like you can combo these with other items.
Yeah.
USEC and Bear both have plenty of stuff that'll go well with both of those fits, so it's definitely cool. You also get the PMC dog tag Immortal, and this thing looks sick. It's like cracked. It's got a couple like looks like shotgun pellets might have hit it, and it's got like ticks on it for counts of 5, 10, 15, 18 total marks on it. Not sure if that's relevant or if they just went with that. But yeah, like it just looks cool. It looks really cool. And then you get the prayer armband. I don't know what the prayer says. I just know it says head eyes in English in the middle of it, and then there's some
Yeah.
Russian on it as well. It looks pretty cool. It's black and white. What do you think of
The
the
high
for all game editions? Like, do you think that's
No, well, and I was going to say you also get the hideout styles, which they're not anything crazy. They're kind of all bland, and then you get the shooting target, the hatchling for your hideout, and then you get the mannequin poses.
Oh yeah, you do get
So
those.
this
Yeah,
is,
pretty
yeah,
good.
this is the first thing that all game edition owners have ever got. Since they actually bought the game, like something special that they get, and I'm glad that they actually did something like that because they list it as for pre-order bonuses, but technically anybody who has the game right now, you pre-ordered
Yeah,
because the game has not been out. So I just look at it as a nod from BSG to like, hey, everybody that's been with us, you finally get something now for being here so long.
right.
And then also, if you want to pre-order the game, don't wait till it launches, buy it now and you get this stuff.
Yeah,
The one weird thing about it is, as of the other day, I need to check right now, but you could not pre-order the game on Steam. So anyone who was waiting for Steam, you still could not pre-order.
yeah, that's kind of a
Um,
problem.
Let me check right now, because I figured they would be opening it up this week. Yeah, you still cannot. It just says
Maybe Monday then.
wish list. Yeah, I would assume they definitely will let you pre-order on Steam. So if you can't, like, go ahead and pre-order from the BSG website, because honestly, when you buy it on Steam, all it's going to do is throw you into the BSG launcher once you hit
Right,
play.
right. It doesn't
It's
make
not going
sense
to
to
be any
avoid it.
different. Yeah. Now I know some people are like, yeah, but Steam achievements and trading cards and all that. It's like, I get that, but do you really want to,
Is it that important?
base your purchase on just that when you could get this stuff right here if you just go ahead and get it now?
Yeah,
But that's up to you. Do what you want.
I do
Um,
like the idea that pre-ordering gets you these things, but that is a problem if Steam players can't pre-order.
Yeah. Well, and here's what I'm thinking. What they might do is give Steam buyers, even if they can't pre-order, when you buy it from Steam, you might get like a little Steam like package, like a
Like a little
Steam
code,
armband,
yeah.
and well, you know how like when you link your Discord, we got the Discord armband and the Discord little toolbox.
Right.
Maybe if you do Steam, you'll get something like that.
Yeah, that's
But
possible.
what's really cool is all game editions are now finally getting like a different dog tag where you don't have to use
Yeah, you're
the
not
just
just
regular
locked
dog
into the
tag.
one.
Right, you're getting a nice little armband, but it's just nice to see the regular edition people get some love.
Yeah, because I mean they get pretty stiffed all the way around. Like sure, you get
Absolutely.
what you pay for. But your
Right.
standard account is a pretty minimal purchase. Like it's not a
Well,
lot of stuff and not a lot of space. So it is
and
nice to see them get a little bonus
regardless,
for it.
yeah, regardless of what you paid for the game, you should be able to celebrate the amount of time that you have been here waiting on 1.0, and this is kind of like, this is for hopping on early. This is a little, it's not much, but it's something, and I think they deserve that.
Yeah, I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. Next, we have extra rewards for Unheard and EOD editions, which is the Gamma Container Battle Worn, the Hideout Style Forgotten, the Prayer Armband Loot, which is the same as the Head Eyes. It's just yellow and it has the word Loot in the center and some sort of prayer on it. And then the Shooting Targets Ace of Spades, uh, which looks dope. It looks sick. And then
Yeah,
exclusive rewards for the Unheard edition. You get the Prayer Armband Sibu Kamar, whatever. I don't know what that means.
I think it's
Uh,
cultist, is because
Maybe,
unheard is cultist related. Because even the dog
probably the
tag's got the
dog.
cultist.
I was gonna say the dog tag has like a shit ton of cult symbols on it, and then a large one, and it's called the
So I
Acolyte,
would I would say Sabu Kumar is probably cultist related.
most likely. But yeah, I think for those rewards, like they're with in line with the stuff that the regular editions are getting. They do have some variants to them. Um, I think that the Gamma Container Battle Worn is pretty sick, but I'll probably still go for the Cultist Gamma
Yeah, yeah,
or
but
Kappa or
definitely
whatever it is.
nice to have more variations.
No, yeah, absolutely. I love the options. I like the Unheard one that we have now too, though. Like the Unheard Gamma, that one's
Yeah,
cool. It's got
yeah,
the
I do
Cultist
too.
symbol on it. That one's really sick. But my favorite thing in here is probably the Acolyte dog tag. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
And
It
I'm
is
definitely going to be
nice.
rotating between Acolyte and Immortal just because I like that one as well. But The Acolyte one looks sick. I think it looks really cool. And then just to clarify all this for anyone that's maybe wondering, make your purchase on the official website, escapefromtarkov.com, by November 15th. By November 15th to receive exclusive rewards on launch day. If you've already purchased the game before, the rewards will be granted automatically. So if you have the game, you don't have to do anything special. If you don't have the game and you're hearing this and you want to go get the game, go to escapefromtarkov.com, purchase the game, and you'll get the rewards. But yeah, this is on top of that, we know that Edge of Darkness has been promised, the EOD armband and clothing, so we're getting that as well if you own Edge of Darkness. Maybe not on launch day. I don't know. I would assume so. I would assume it's coming. I would guarantee it's coming with launch day, and I would only do that because it feels egregious to me to put here's the Unheard Edition stuff. Oh, yeah, Edge of Darkness, you're still not getting your things after people have gone ape shit over Edge of Darkness. So I would imagine we get that stuff with 1.0. I think they just want to surprise everybody because that was like the original main package that you could buy for the longest time.
Right.
And, it was like if you really wanted to support, that's what the package you would pick up, right? Or even just like you want to have the most space, whatever your excuse may be. So I feel like they want to treat that a little bit differently and a little bit more special in a way, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, but who knows?
No, I agree. I think I agree with that.
Yeah, dude. Again, there's not a lot going on. I mean, we're 5-6 days from 1.0, and we're just kind of waiting patiently for the update, right?
I'm trying to track down what this Cebu Kamar means, and as of right now, the only thing I can find out about it is Cebu Kamar appears to be a user he's a modder for SPT. And he makes mods for Tarkov. That's his name. Yeah.
Well, that's an odd nod.
Yeah, very weird.
That can't be a nod, right?
He also is a modder in the Steam community. He also makes mods for Rust. He makes the Tarkov mods for Rust.
I bet since we know mods are coming to Tarkov anyways, I bet that they've hooked up.
Oh, no, wait a minute.
That may mean something entirely different, but I wouldn't be surprised if this guy's tied into the Tarkov mod system somehow.
No, it's a joke about Russian cheaters. As another person says, we call it Cebu Kamar in Russian, or ECCS Mosquito, Extreme Conditions Combat Simulator. It's a Russian joke about cheaters.
Okay, nice. That's funny.
So, but it is in Tarkov lore, because when you look it up, it's got a lot to do with Tarkov. There's a lot of Tarkov videos, a lot of Tarkov descriptions, and they all contain that statement. So it must be something big on the Russian side.
Must be. Yeah, well, I'll definitely be wearing that armband. Fuck cheaters.
Yeah, I was curious when I seen that. I was like, that has to mean something.
Yeah, there's something there. I've never seen it, but there's got to be something. But yeah, we're just kind of like patiently waiting for 1.0 and just taking up any information that they're willing to put out. As soon as they drop another trailer, if it's between now and 1.0, we'll make a quick video on it. And I think that's it for me for the week. I don't have anything else to add. Do you?
No, I do not. I think that's everything. I'm still looking into this. It's got me all like chasing this down.
Yeah.
Just the last thing I'll say about it. I just looked up one more thing, and the phrase, according to Google, does not have a general, widely recognized meaning in common language. The phrase most likely refers to gaming-related items from the video game Escape from Tarkov.
That's awesome.
In Escape from Tarkov, SBEU is an acronym for Special Boots on the Ground Expeditionary Unit, referring to a fictional in-game military unit, or more commonly, the name of a specific in-game item, the Cold Fear Infrared Balaclava. Oh, so okay, that's tied to the balaclava. And then the last name, Komar, in the is from the game Starbound, refers to Russian words for mosquito. It appears to be a name used by a famous modder in the community who makes user-created modifications as his username. So this guy must be pretty popular, because it's the second time I've seen him referenced. So maybe it is a nod to SPT.
It might be. I mean, it'd be wild as much as they hate it, but I mean, I guess it's possible.
But it's like they were talking about hiring some of those guys.
Right.
Is this what happened? Like, this is a hint Like
Yeah.
this is a hint at some of the later mods we might be getting. Like this is the guy who they grabbed a hold of, and for the inside people, this is their way of knowing. Like, hey, he's got his hands on it already. Like he's already doing stuff.
I wouldn't
Anyway,
be
sorry,
surprised.
I went on a wild goose chase.
No, but I mean, like, it's cool to know what that's all
It
about,
is
and
cool.
like
It is cool.
that's interesting information because I didn't know that at all. I'd never seen the phrase.
Yeah, I had no idea.
It ties in with the Russian cheating side of the joke, you know, and then the balaclava, and then the game itself, and just like it's obviously more involved than we had realized, and it's cool to know that it has a meaning tied into Tarkov.
Yeah, the fact there's a guy that is working in SPT and working on the Rust Tarkov mods, like
right. Yeah, it's definitely. I feel like that guy is most likely going to be tied in with the Tarkov mod once once we have access to that kind of thing.
Well, again, you can even look.
We don't know when.
Years ago, this guy was mentioned. Like in this Tarkov, there's a Reddit Tarkov video right here. Sabu Kamar is back. Blah blah blah. I think it's intended. Like it's just a whole thing about that.
Yeah,
and then 5 days ago, there's people talking about it, and then 7 years ago, there's people talking about it. Like this is definitely something that I had no idea about.
No, yeah, I'd never heard it before either. It's interesting. It's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It helps us on our push to 1,000 subscribers and keeps you up to date with all of our content. We'll catch you next week. See ya.
See you at 1.0, boys.
1.0 ready, baby. Our next Talking Tarkov will be 2 days after 1.0 releases. We will have a lot to talk about, so be ready.
Absolutely.
We'll see you then.
See ya.